for the men's 110 metres hurdles final. This really should be a cracking event. Let's have a look and see who's going to be racing. Let's have a look at the lineup then.
On your mark, set.
This really is a world-class field, the very best athletes in the final of this event.
Set.
A knowledgeable hush descends. And away they go, a good start across the board. This could be a terrific run. There's a real chance of creating history. In first place, Poland bulldoze that into the final 10. Poland take the gold medal. Jamaica takes silver. Team USA will claim the bronze. He's delighted with that. Well, let's have another look at that. Really strong performance this. Did very well. Good phases all the way through this race, and when it came down to the crunch, was able to put the kind of finish that you need to be a champion. Welcome to the Olympic Stadium for the running of the men's 200 metres final.
On your mark, set.
Let's take a check on the start list for the 200 metres. Well, here we go then. A great ovation for all 8 athletes, but now silence. And they're away in the 200 metres men's final. Really is in stride. Could win this one. That's 50 metres disappearing. As we approach the midway point, there's real power here. Now the race is on as they enter the final 100 metres. Leading the pack, it's Poland. In second place, Jamaica. In third place, USA. Goal for Poland! Silver for Jamaica. The USA will claim the bronze medal. Super celebrations, and deservedly so. Welcome to this beautiful Olympic stadium built specifically for these games. This really is the jewel of the crown. Absolutely sold out. What a venue this is. Silence descends.
Set.
And we're off. Well, not a bad performance so far. There's no doubts that he can certainly improve on this. Very close to the end of the first 100 metres. In a good position here, looking to put pressure on the leaders. Very close to the front as we approach the midway point. Very tight between these, down the back straight. In the lead, Jamaica. Entering the home straight with 100 metres to go. This is where the medals are decided. The medals on the line in the final few metres. It's gold for Jamaica, silver for Poland. Finishing in third, it's France. A strong and solid performance rewarded with silver. Well, that was a good performance from this athlete. There will be those... Well, the atmosphere really is buzzing here in the Olympic Stadium ahead of the men's 400 metres final.
On your mark. Set.
Team USA have enjoyed a stranglehold on the 400 metres in the last 24 years. They're the only winners of this event. There's no doubts that they have the recipe for success. A good start from that athlete, needs to build on that. A poor performance at this stage. The first quarter beckons as these athletes really find their pace. Needs to be better at this stage. Into the second half of the race here. Poland in the lead. Hanging on to second, it's Jamaica. Third place, USA. The athletes must stay focused as we have only a quarter of the race to go. Approaching the end of this race. All the effort into the final stages. It's going to come down to the finish on the line. Poland take the gold medal. Silver for Jamaica. It's France in third. Fully deserved as well. An inspired performance. Welcome along to the Olympic Stadium, the jewel in the crown of the Olympic Park. This is the place where these athletes will take the next step on their Olympic dream. Jamaica's women will be looking to go one better than Beijing 4 years ago. There they won silver, but could they take gold here in London?
On your mark. Set.
Historically, Team USA are the favourites in the 400 metres, but if you're looking for challengers, Great Britain and Jamaica may be two countries who can put an end to that dominance.
On your mark. Set.
Experts will tell you that Poland are unlikely to finish in the top three in this event. However, this athlete has improved greatly in recent months. Acknowledging the crowd. This is the pressure moment.
Set.
Well, that's disappointing. That's a false start. They need to get their heart rate down and compose themselves. No more false starts, please. Well, not the best of starts. Really needs to start moving quicker. Needs to work harder to reach the leaders. Approaching the halfway point. In first place, Poland. Now approaching the three-quarter mark in this race. The final throes of this race comes down to this. Very, very tight at the front of this. Great Britain take gold. Silver for Brazil. Poland take the bronze medal. Well, no gold medal on this occasion, but that's not dampening the celebrations. This athlete delighted to finish on the podium. A decent start in this one, and now the replay just shows into the stride. Hands and legs moving so well together. When it came down to the finish on the line, good strength to go through the tape. Another good performance. This is the Olympic Stadium in London's East End. Some terrific views over the city. But now it's time for the next event to take place. 80,000 here and they're all watching. Jamaica's women are looking for their first gold over 400 metres. Twice in the last 3 Olympics they've finished in second place. Could they go one better here? Well, there's no reason why this athlete isn't considering themselves one of the real medal contenders here. All 8 of these athletes want the perfect start here. One lap of the track then for these 8 athletes as we're underway first time. Trailing at this stage and needs to start moving through the field. Early leaders already making their presence felt through the first 100 metres. She's way behind. The halfway point fast approaching here. Now's the time for these athletes to really make their move. Now they head down the back straight, and that's a pretty fast first 200 metres as we come around the final bend now. Great Britain in first place. In second, it's France. Needs to drive through the pain barrier with 100 metres to go. We're heading towards the line in the 400 metres. Heading towards the line here. It's gold for Great Britain. Brazil takes silver. Bronze for Poland. Well, no gold medal on this occasion, but still quite rightly this athlete will celebrate. That was a good performance. Well, this is good. So many things to like about this athlete. Shows so much strength, so much heart, so much passion, and when it came down to it, welcome to the Olympic Stadium here, the jewel in the crown of the Olympic Park. This is a terrific venue, made from some recycled and some of the most sustainable materials. This really is a green stadium of the new millennium, and these athletes are all ready to go on the first step of their Olympic dream.
On your marks.
8 athletes, but there'll only be 1 winner. Great start. Very slow. Needs to improve on this position. Great Britain in first place. But it all comes down to this, the final push for victory. Self-respect, national pride, all these athletes giving it their all. Heading towards the line here. Goal for Poland! Great Britain takes silver. Bronze for Brazil. What a moment for that athlete though. She's absolutely delighted. Pump of the fist in celebration. And quite rightly, he gets the accolades of the crowd. Well, that was outstanding. Let's have another look at it. Does everything so well here. Looks so smooth, quickly into stride, and then it's a case of putting the foot to the floor. So much power, and then easing towards the line. Really, really strong performance. That was outstanding. This is the Olympic Stadium. Welcome. One of the most sustainable ever built. The lower bowl is set into the existing landscape, meaning less need for steel.
The next event is the final of the men's discus.
The Polish athletes have received good support all the way through this Olympic Games. Today's no different, and there's a real opportunity to finish in the top three. Another brilliant effort over 60 metres. Well, here's a summary after the first attempts. One of the key things to the technique of throwing a discus is to impart as much spin on it as possible. The greater the spin, the greater the gyroscopic stability. Well, that went wrong, and badly wrong, so it's a foul. Well, after that round, this athlete, much to the crowd's delight, is in the lead. Well, a slight problem with this one. There's no point measuring it. That throw won't count because it's a foul. The nerves have gone now. I think he'll be quite happy with that throw. Well, let's take a check on the scoreboard, and there's good news, lying in first place. Well over 60 metres with that last effort. Well, here's the scoreboard at the end of that round, and it shows first place. He'll be happy with that. What a great moment! How enjoyable is this? Let's take a look at that replay. The leaderboard doesn't lie. Let's take a look to see who's celebrating and who's commiserating. Finishing first, a gold medal for Poland. The crowd pumped up for this one, then the final of the men's high jump. Sun just heading down as we take a look at the starting list. The Olympic Games always has a habit of making superstars. There's no reason why this athlete can't be the story of this Games. Well, I think he's quite happy with that performance. Here's the replay. Well, the bar will raise, inching its way up the poles. This athlete will set a new personal best if they go clear here. It's all about technique. Well, the takeoff was poor there. I don't know what was wrong with this athlete, but I think they need to have another look at this. Look at the celebration. He's smiling. He's delighted. It's a new personal best. Here's the replay. Well, that's the end of the round, and the scoreboard shows just a very slender lead.
Next, the athlete from Poland.
So many options to go for. Pressure's on here. Well, he took off too early there, nowhere near the standard. Well, this is the second attempt. Oh, look at that. That's the celebration of a man with a new personal best. Well done. Here is the replay. Let's have a look at the scoreboard after that round, and it makes good reading. First place. Well, this athlete's got to choose what height they're going to try and attempt next. And this could be a difficult decision. Hits the bar and it falls off. Attempt number 2. Been threatening to do it for some time, and now here's confirmation. A new personal best. Let's take another look at the scoreboard then.
Next, the athlete from Poland.
How ambitious is he going to be with this attempt? Well, that's a brave choice. I think he can do this, though. Didn't give himself a chance at all of crossing there. Well, here we go then. Attempt number 2. You can see from the smile on his face that he's happy. And he's happy because he's got a personal best. Well, that's the end of the round. As the scoreboard shows, not much in it at the top. It's very, very tight. And really, anyone could win it from here. Well, this athlete is going to have to choose what level to jump over the bar. Well, that won't be any good, I'm afraid. A stutter in the run-up will have cost this athlete. No chance of going clear when you hit the bar that hard. Well, the run-in was great, but the takeoff really left them in big trouble. Final attempt at this height. This athlete's celebrating because this is a special moment, a new personal best.
Next up, the competitor representing Poland.
Well, if he doesn't get this right, he'll be very disappointed. Ultimately a failure, but not far away from getting this absolutely right. Contact with the bar and it will fall. Third attempt. This is the final chance at this height. Contact with the bar and it will fall. To take a medal at the Olympic Games is always a good sign. It doesn't matter whether it's silver or bronze. A really good effort.
2.0.
Another glorious day in London. Here at the Olympic Stadium, we've already seen so much action, but now it's the high jump that takes centre stage, and what a field we have here. Hits the bar and it falls off. Needs a good takeoff here. Well, you can see from that reaction, he's absolutely delighted. A new personal best. Here's the replay. Let's take a check of the results then after round one.
Next, the athlete from Poland.
Plenty to think about for this athlete, as the bar level is their next thought process. Need to decide exactly what they can clear. Well, he took off too early there, nowhere near the standard. Didn't give himself a chance at all of crossing there. Here we go then, attempt number 3. Well, the run-in was great, but the takeoff really left them in big trouble. Well, quite rightly, the athlete's very happy with that performance. Finishing in the medal positions is something special. Well, plenty of crowd support here. They're all ready to get this event underway.
The next event is the final of the women's high jump.
Every Olympics has a superstar, and there's every chance.
Event is the final of the women's high jump.
This really is a world-class field. The very, very best athletes in the world at this discipline are all ready and raring to go. Well, let's clarify what happens here. Each athlete gets 3 failures at each height. Another first attempt then. She sets the bar low here to start off. Not very ambitious. This shouldn't be a test. Well, the crowd know that she's bang on form here. Well, here's the replay. Let's have a look at the current scoreboard then after the first round.
Next, the athlete from Poland.
This athlete could send out a real statement with the next height selection. Well, this is going to be quite tough. Well, this athlete's understandably delighted with that performance. A new personal best at an Olympic Games. That's exactly what you dream of. Well, let's have a quick look at the leaderboard after that last clearance.
Next up, the competitor representing Poland.
The big question now is where the athlete will take the bar next. Well, here we go then. Everything on the line here. This attempt will be a personal best. She clips the bar and it falls. Needs a good takeoff here. Well, that won't be any good, I'm afraid. A stutter in the run-up will have cost this athlete. No chance of going clear when you hit the bar that hard. Rhythmic approach, this. She clips the bar and it falls. Not a historic day in the end for this athlete who misses out on the medal places. Congratulations go out to the Czech Republic, who've made great strides in this event, and the gold medal is the exclamation mark. A good performance from Italy as the athlete finishes second and takes home a silver medal. And in third place, bronze for Mexico. Views over the city of London as evening approaches and the final of the women's high jump takes centre stage. What a field we have in this event. 8 of the world's best going toe-to-toe. Who will be able to jump the highest?
The athlete from Poland.
Well, here we go. This athlete's one of the favourites in this competition. Decision time now for this athlete, deciding how to approach this event. I'm sure they'll have a strategy, but we'll have to wait and see what it is. Well, the takeoff was poor there. I don't know what was wrong with this athlete, but I think they need to have another look at this. Well, attempt number 2. Well, that was really, really good, and kisses to the crowd as well. They're going berserk. Here's the replay. Let's have a look at the scoreboard at the end of that last round, and
Next up, the competitor
wow, goodness me, it
representing
really is tight at the top. Been brilliant so far, this athlete, and the question is now, can they follow up their recent attempts with another huge effort here? Just going clear despite hitting the bar. Great leap that. Did ever so well to clear the bar, and that's a new personal best. And how does that impact on the scoreboard after 2 rounds?
Next up, the competitor representing Poland.
This athlete could send out a real statement with the next height selection. Here we go then. Needs to just go for it here. Ultimately a failure, but not far away from getting this absolutely right. Well, the second attempt at this height, only a small tweak needed. Contact with the bar and it will fall. Nice approach into the bar. Well, the takeoff was poor there. I don't know what was wrong with this athlete, but I think they need to have another look at this. Second in the standings, that means silver. Here are the final standings. Italy take gold.
1.8.
It's a terrific atmosphere, and this really should bring the best out of these athletes.
The next event is the final of the women's high jump.
Russia's women have done well in the high jump. They've taken 2 of the last 3 golds on offer. The reigning champion, though, comes from Belgium. Well, let's clarify what happens here. Each athlete gets 3 failures. A decent first-round performance. Well, let's have another look at that performance. Good technique. Absolutely rock-solid technique.
The competitor representing Poland.
Well, this competition really starting to hot up now as the bar starts to move up. Well, this should be well within this athlete's capabilities. Not too difficult. Well, that won't be any good, I'm afraid. A stutter in the run-up will have cost this athlete. No chance of going clear when you hit the bar that hard. Hits the bar and it falls off. Attempt number 3. Needs to go clear here. Well, the run-in was great, but the takeoff really left them in big trouble. I feel very sorry for this athlete. Inconsolable after that performance. Nowhere near their best. Gutted.
Czech Republic.
It's a terrific atmosphere, and this really should bring the best out of these athletes.
The next event is the final of the women's high jump.
Russia have become the dominant force in high jumping in recent times, taking gold in 2 of the last 3 games. Prior to that, though, they had great success as the USSR. Well, the bar isn't very high at all here, and this should prove not to be a problem. Not outstanding, but certainly a good first-round performance. Here's the replay of that. Well, let's take a check on the results at the end of round 1. Well, the bar will raise, inching its way up the poles. Well, not bad. Here's the replay. Well, that was impressive stuff in round number 2. Plenty to think about for this athlete, as the bar level is their next thought process. Need to decide exactly what they can clear. Ultimately a failure, but not far away from getting this absolutely right. Second attempt. Performance there. The replay doesn't lie. She must be delighted with that.
Next up, the competitor representing Poland.
Well, the bar's height is exactly what's the focus of this athlete's mind right now. This is a tough call. Well, this is an ambitious, bold and brave choice. Can this athlete do it? Well, that's a really good performance. And this athlete could break their personal best today. A huge clearance there. Let's check on the replay.
Next, the athlete from Poland.
So many options to go for. Well, this is a gamble, calculated. This is going to be really tough. Oh, goodness me. Massively fortunate there. However it happened, I'm sure she's delighted with that, as we've got the confirmed results of those who went clear at that height.
Next, the athlete from Poland.
Well, this athlete's got to choose what height they're going to try and attempt next. And this could be a difficult decision. Well, the true mark of a great athlete is when you can deliver in the moment. And the best way of doing that is to create a new personal best. Congratulations.
Next up, the competitor representing Poland.
Well, this is going to be hard. The bar is now quite high, and this is going to be a real tough one to clear. Well, she's delighted, and understandably so. Of course, a personal best at the Olympic Games. That's real quality. Going into the final round, here's the scoreboard.
Next up, the competitor representing Poland.
Well, looking forward to seeing this attempt. A new personal best is what's on offer. She clips the bar and it falls. Attempt number 2. Well, the reactions of this athlete tells you everything. A new personal best. And quite rightly, they're delighted. Here's the replay of that. Let's have a look at the scoreboard after that round, and it makes good reading. First place.
From Poland.
Well, here we go then. This bar is starting to approach this athlete's personal best. That's a personal best for this athlete, so well deserved. Here's the replay. Well, after that round, this athlete, much to the crowd's delight, is in the lead. This athlete will set a new personal best if they go clear here. This is all about technique. Well, the run-in was great, but the takeoff really left them in big trouble. Here we go, attempt number 2. Well done! An amazing leap. A leap into the unknown, and she's achieved a new personal best. Well, here's the scoreboard at the end of that round, and it shows first place. Well, the difficulty level has increased, and now this is what I would describe as being a really, really good height to go clear at. This is going to be tough. Ultimately a failure, but not far away from getting this absolutely right. Attempt number 2. Will it be a better effort? Hits the bar and it falls off. Well, this is the final attempt at this height. Pressure's on. Well, that won't be any good, I'm afraid. A stutter in the run-up will have cost this athlete. No chance of going clear when you hit the bar that hard. Well, this athlete looks overcome with emotion here, having just won that event. Well, quite rightly. Look at that. Well, that's only sport.
With a height of 1.83. Third, Italy with a height of 1.78. Fourth, Mexico with a height of 1.77. Fifth, Germany with a height of 1.75. Sixth, Spain with a height of 1.71. Seventh, Great Britain with a height of 1.64. Eighth, China with a height of 1.62.